Hi, Jeanette.
It was my birthday yesterday.
I was going to say
Hey,
happy birthday. I was trying to say that. Happy birthday, Jeanette.
happy
Yeah, happy
birthday.
birthday, Jeanette.
Happy birthday, Jeanette.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm 50 now.
Hey, that's always a good one. Yeah, I crossed that barrier 2 years ago, and Billy Joel ruined my celebration. We were gonna have a big party, and like half the people went to a Billy Joel concert, had tickets for it, so they couldn't show up. So
I went to
I got a
Olive
grudge.
Garden with my parents yesterday.
Oh, that's nice.
I wanted something
Nice.
different. I didn't want
Yeah.
Chinese food, so
Yep.
Millie, hello.
Hey everybody.
How's everyone?
Mindy.
Hey.
Hey, Cece.
Hi. Thinking about all the people going to the Arnold. Have a wonderful time.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
jealous.
I'm about like I'm at work now, and I'm about 10 minutes away from the convention center. So it's 51 degrees I see on my computer now. So I'm hoping we have at least that type of weather, but you never know here next week. So Peggy, we were talking about the pump and run, right? Is
Yes,
that is that yeah.
thank you. Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm Dave.
Oh,
I've
it's a
done that.
pleasure.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah, yeah. Well, you're kind of the famous one in the group, so that's it'll be good to see you again. So yeah. Weren't you on the first golden ticket? Am I confusing you
No,
with
I
someone?
was I was on the first golden ticket with April, who's also on this
Great.
call,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and Malelu, who will
We're
be there as well.
awesome. We're gonna have
Yeah.
a great group. It'll be great.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you. So you're doing the pump portion of the pump and run?
Yeah, and I just go in early because there will be. I mean, the reason they start so early, they just have to weigh. The weigh-in is really quick, but then they have to get everybody through the lifting part, and they have a bunch of benches set up, and they got great volunteers. But I just rather get it done. So I probably get there not too long after it opens. I mean, maybe it opens 6:30. I might get there at 7, but
Dave, I will see you there. This is just too unreal.
yeah,
My little brain is going boop.
yeah,
It's just,
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
wonderful
I
to
have
connect.
no idea what to expect. You just said weigh in, and I went, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, because they calculate what your bench press weight will be from it. So it's a neat thing, but there's some
We'll,
people that do
we'll
it every year.
we'll see.
So
Peggy's
yeah,
going to be carrying me, so that'll be fine. Peggy,
yeah.
Jerry, Jerry,
Go, April.
The only thing is you don't get a warm up. So some people do like push ups or something. That's
Yes.
a bad. That's kind of the bad part. So you're going into you definitely first set mindset because that's the only set you get. But
Is it in Ohio every year? I'm new to this.
yes, it's always in Columbus.
yes, yeah, yeah. What's the story? Arnold got his pro card in bodybuilding in Columbus, and then he became friends with a guy that decided to organize a show here. So they've been they've been doing it for even more years than before they called it the Arnold Sports Festival. I think they've been doing it since the '70s, but when they mentioned the number of years that it was the Arnold Sports Festival, it's the number of years that it was under his name. So it's a big deal for the town. I mean,
I
like
bet.
all the hotels are booked, and it's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
fantastic.
So
We're so excited.
yeah, you've been other years, haven't you, Peggy? Or am I imagining that? I don't know. I
Uh,
can
I have not, this will be my first year, so
okay.
I'm
I
incredibly
can never remember
I,
who's gone before or not. Yeah.
I went 2023 for the first meetup over there,
Oh, great. Yep. Yep.
and I'll be there next Sunday, next Saturday.
All right. Yep. That'll be great. Yeah.
Well,
Peggy, this
I
is your first one?
Yeah.
Hi, Jen. We're just
Unreal.
socializing.
I'm
this is
sorry.
Yeah.
amazing.
I
But you're
just turned 50,
sorry.
so
So this is exciting. Wait, so Peggy this is your first one, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
my first one.
I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to be like Mother Hen. Vitamin C, hand sanitizer. There's a lot of people going through that hall. Like it is
Yeah.
like you're just gonna be like, what's happening? And we'll have our own little pump club room, which is great because you just want like a break from like the stimulus of everybody. But it's really special. I did look this up for you guys. I have to dig in. This is before they were like iPhone pictures, but like I have like a paper picture of like my first Arnold Classic when I was like a booth babe. And I was like, I'm gonna get in so much shape. And I was like just puffy and oh, I was like eating Chicago food and drinking, and I'm like, I'm so fit. Anyway, I found this picture. It was the first time I met Arnold, and he came to our booth. Can you guys wait? Hold on. Hold on. The glare.
It's glare.
Hold on. There we go. There we go. Yes.
Do you have the purple hair?
I have the purple hair because I was Phoenix.
Oh, girl.
Can you see?
And you're so tan.
I'm aware, Cece. It was not
Was
a
that
great
when
choice.
you were on the Gladiator show, or was it the
Yeah,
Gladiator?
yeah.
Wow.
I'll send this and we can put it. Thanks for doing that, Noah. I can put it
You
somewhere.
got
where
to
guys
show
can-
that show that to everybody next week too. If you can.
It's going to be on a T-shirt. Are you kidding? No, I will pull it up. But it was just so funny because I was looking for something else. I was like, oh my God, I met him, and that has to be 2008 because my hair was still pink from Gladiators, and so we had like I think we were in the middle of filming or whatever, and I am just like, what? And again,
Did a lot of
like,
people
yeah.
recognize you from the show? Did a lot of people?
We weren't on the air yet, so you have to remember this is in March, and I was already filming, but like we aired like it was the summer so I mean, people are like, what's her deal? Like, what's this? What you know what I mean? It just so funny though. And I was like, oh my God, because that was my first modeling job. I was bartending, and I was like, wait, I can get paid to take pictures of me like working out. I was like, cool. So anyway, just fun and preparing for next week. So anyway, it's really just like a great time. You're gonna feel
They're small. There's so many people. You feel very small.
But you're also like, yeah, I belong here. There's all kinds of fitness going in. That's why it's called a sports festival. You've got like kids doing taekwondo. You've obviously got like the professional strongman, but you've got other categories of men and women competing, and they peak at this time of year. So it's so what started as like a bodybuilding show has now just bloomed into a cultural community like phenomenon, and everybody there is like, we all get it because we all have goals and we all work towards something, and we like it's just such a pleasure. And you'll meet people, you have a blast, and like the fact that you guys get to meet each other, like that was the biggest thing last year. I remember actually Coach Nick was like, I remember meeting you. You were very touchy. You just kept touching me. And I think I was just so excited to meet Nick, and I was like hugging him, and I was like, what's up, man? And he's like, I was like, yo, lady, I got it. Hello. I'm Nick. Like, you know, it's
Nick.
I remember what's that? Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Go ahead.
I remember last year because everybody was asking questions in the room, and I had my hand up, and he said, just yell it out. Just yell it out. Because everybody wants to ask Arnold questions. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's a big weekend. Okay. So anyway, if you're coming, fantastic. And if you're not, let this enthusiasm be your motivation to get to one of our meetups this year. Yes. This is what really kicked it off. We had the few in the beginning last year, and then just created this like snowball effect of more time together. So just put it on your radar, make it happen. And we're all closer and kind of like more bonded from it. So it'd be just a blast to have as many of you guys come through. I saw that Lisa come to Fort Worth.
Fort Worth, Texas.
So I have a handful of things I want to address. And thank you, all of you guys. I saw all your responses to the articles we write. Like, we love teaching and educating. And so it means a lot that you read them, that it's like right on time for you, that there's other questions that came from my article. I also just read a lot of gratitude today. So I thank you for that, because it makes me feel like I'm on track with you as your coach, and that as a leadership team that we know we're there for you in all the ways. Something I want to announce is we have been talking as leadership. I think we need more time together on Zoom. And what started as Jen 1 week, Nick 1 week, and then it was Jen 1 week, Nick every week, because form checks have been, it really starting to get popular, and we love this and we love doing it with you. And then, as I joked, like, so many came through, I like left some for Nick last time. And so we're realizing we want to create a clearer, higher quality offering. So Nick and I will be doing Zooms every week going forward. And what we feel like will be, right. It's the right thing. And if you can't make it, it's okay. This is not a required attendance, but we want to be available for you. And what we've decided is I'm going to be primarily looking through is each week questions that are coming up in the groups, questions that are coming up in the articles each week, that maybe even something, let's say Adam answers, let's say Jeannette asks a specific question and he answers her. I'll still address it as a group because I find it really valuable. So bringing that, so I'm going to do like a little, I feel like I'm calling it like an open gym. You're going to come with me when we're going to talk through what's coming up in the app, in your workouts, in your motivation. Come through, pull up a chair, participate, don't participate, but I'm going to cover some of those more conversational topics. And then Nick is going to primarily hit those form checks and he's going to crush through those. So the only bummer is I don't know that Nick will bring a Swiffer into his repertoire. Yeah. So you'll have to wave. I know. Thanks, Melanie. So, we can.
Sad.
But we've talked about this, getting his home address and sending the Swiffer. But so that's the way we're looking at that. We're constantly learning and listening from you guys and adapting to be the best coaches for you and the most informative and supportive so you guys can fly without us, right? So just look for that change starting next week. We are going to try to diversify the times of day. Like, let's say I do morning one week, I'll do afternoon next week, and just you catch it when you can, as I always advise. Think of it like a podcast. Hit play and listen to the recording, and there's a lot to gain. Okay, so fun stuff there. Wanted to announce that so for whoever was catching the recording, or if it comes up in the conversations in the app, you guys can kind of jump in and help us make that clear. I did also want to point out from the article today, and there's only really 6 questions from the actual list of questions today, or the list of comments in the app today. And they all are around rest and those rest days. So I feel like I just want to take the very beginning here, talk through some of those conversations around using rest days, what happens when you're training for something else. And then we're going to jump right into form checks. So yes. By the way, I saw, my SheWolf, I see you're in bed. I hope you're feeling okay. I see that. Yes. I saw your message. Hang in there. Just keep listening to the soothing tones of my voice as I talk about deadlifts and rest days. So I just would love to point out that I had a personal shout out from the Daniel Ketchel in the comments. And he said I was 1000% right, which made me really happy. I was like, Ketch thinks I'm cool. But in all seriousness, here's what was fun. And I wanted to read it to you guys because I know we've got busy lives, busy days, but there's a lot of benefit in reading some of the responses from your peers. And when I talked about rest days, Daniel said, since I embrace rest, I am so much stronger. He goes, just look back at the tutorials from 4 years ago. Okay. He goes, this was a multi-step process for him, which I thought was really valuable. Like when I read it him mentally, I go, I'm going to use this with clients, with myself. And I wanted to share it with you guys. He goes, first, I accepted our programming. That's a complete sentence. There's a lot of people that I talk to that are in the app and all other places that do not accept the programming. But why do I have a rest day if I feel good? Why can't I just work out again, right? He goes, I accepted our programming and stopped training all the time and thinking more is better. Second, I stopped training through illness and found I recovered faster. It's another great note for people that are either high achievers or people that are on their way to achievement. When you get a momentum going, you're like, wait. I'm doing so good. I don't want to stop this. I don't want to lose this feeling. And you start working through sickness and fatigue. And that for him was a real hinging point for him that I thought was really powerful that he pointed out. So no training through illness. And finally, he goes, and most recently, I have a heavy day, like a main exercise that's 4 reps or under, and I don't sleep well. I push it to the next day. Okay, so if I have a heavy lifting day, he's saying in his program, it says today I've got to lift heavy, whether it's deadlift, squats, 4 reps or less. If I don't sleep well, I'm pushing it to one more day. A lot of you have children, young ones, just like Ketch and Adam do. And he's realizing, like, if I'm not coming to the table ready to hit these reps, it's not going to be the progress. I'm not going to be the output in the workout that he wants for the progress he's after. So that was a really great one, because this is part of the questions that have come up. And it almost feels contradictory, because in statement 1, he says, trust the program. And then the third one, he goes, I pushed it. This is where you guys are the captains of your energy and your body and your system. And you really spending time with your body. I love the gym because I learn about myself. I learn about how I feel. I learn how my focus wanes. I learn a lot about where my energy is through my workout. And so just addressing that one by one, there's several questions about, like, can I move the days around if I'm not ready, if I don't feel like I need rest? No, do not move your workouts up even though you're feeling great. You're feeling great because there's a process and a plan to that programming. Okay. Trust that. There's a lot of questions also in the chat saying, what about, can I walk on my rest days? Can I ruck? Absolutely. Absolutely. We love that. There were other questions saying, hey, Jen, I'm starting to do running races. I've talked to a lot of you about different programming you've been mixing in. I would recommend, if you're adding another layer, I know we've got jujitsu people in here. We talked to April about tennis. Like I want you guys to put those on your non-lifting days, but that's also where you start to then look at the second thing Ketch said, which was, if I'm in this position, let's say I've got a pump workout Monday and Wednesday, I did tennis Tuesday, and Thursday was supposed to be another pump workout. And I'm like, you know what? I'm beat, or I didn't sleep great, or whatever it is. Take that rest day, move it down just over one, so you can still hit all your pump workouts. You can still hit all your other practices and still really show up to each of them like rearing and ready to go. So I hope that makes sense. So don't move workouts up, but if you need to slide it back, that would be the time to do it. Okay. And I would also say, because I feel like this is a follow-up question, if you're always getting to workouts feeling fatigued and not ready, that's why I start to look at what I address in the article. Like, look at your sleep, look at your fuel, look at the other factors around that one station of movement, and see where you can upgrade or really make that your focus. That was me. I didn't realize why my workouts were just trash. I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'm working too much. And then I realized I was like running on lattes, a protein shake, and then the Flaming Hot Cheetos, which I'll just never gonna not own up to it. And I'm like, oh, no wonder I don't have fuel for my workouts, because I'm not eating enough during the day. So it was a really big eye opener for me. And so just, be aware, use that for yourselves. Let's see. Just addressing that. Also, that was really funny. His final sentence says, I became the tortoise and I look and feel better than ever. It's really cute. Okay, I addressed that one. Okay. This was a question, people that are talking about saying, putting like cardio on your rest days also okay. I think that you have to remember when you do cardio, I tend to interpret that as like a steady state cardio, level 1 or level 2 training. It's a very different system and ask of your body than it is of like that lifting request for strength training. It's the second time I did a signal. Sorry, guys. So what I would say is, if you're going to do that kind of longer, low grade, steady state cardio on your rest days, excellent. If you're saying, Jen, I want to do sprint training, I'm looking for that high intensity. Maybe it's a 15 sprint on a bike. Maybe it's a uphill sprint, in a incline, whether it's outside or inside. I would prefer those going on your pump club lift days, but at the end, because it's working that fast twitch power system that I want to keep on the same day, and do it at the end because we want to prioritize the lifts. And that's the great time to say, okay, let's see what you got left for this really big 9 out of 10 effort. and you put it there. And plus sprint training is much shorter. That'll add 10 minutes, maybe 15 tops to your session. I'd rather have that and then a full recovery day after, or that steady state. Okay. So Patrick had this question regarding races. There was a few people that talked about racing. And when I think it says I'm training for a few races this summer, he's got a 75 miler. Oh my gosh, Patrick, you're a hero. That's amazing. Let us know how we can support you. So one thing to point out, there's one thing to do like passive steady state cardio on your rest days. It's another one to say, Jen, I'm training high volume mileage for a race that's coming up, whether it's a marathon, a trail run. 5Ks I feel a little bit differently about, but when you go higher, these training runs aren't like 15, 20 minutes. You're looking at spending it 60 minutes, sometimes 80 or 90 minutes out there on the road. Yeah, hour. Exactly, Lisa. I saw your face. It's like, it's just so much. So the reality is when there's different goals in mind, sometimes you have to feed the goal that's the primary. So in Patrick, your case, in August, you have a big race coming. And what he was basically asking is like, I don't want to let go of my strength training. And you shouldn't. There's so much evidence that supports strength training behind runners and how that's going to help sustain in those races. But you'll start to see that as your volume of your runs go up, you might show up in your lifting days a little bit more fatigued. I would just say, let yourself, like, first of all, you're going to need probably more calories. So make sure you're really hitting when it goes to your training days on the tracker, like don't fall short on your nutrition. But also know that like your strength, it might wane a little bit while you're prioritizing a different fitness system to run further and faster. And that's okay. It's almost like I look at us almost like athletes, and like the beautiful thing about someone like Tom Brady, who had a season every year, he knew when he had to be ready in the fall. He knew he had to preserve that fitness to a certain point of time. Then he had rest. Then he had an off-season training, which is time to bulk, put on muscle. So maybe his conditioning is lower, but his strength was higher, his body weight was higher. And then you go into the summer ball and you get ready again. And I think a lot of times in general fitness like us, we're like, we're going to be starting season shape all year round. And so I love when you guys diversify your training because it gives you a chance to get your brain on something else, your body in different systems. So I think sometimes, and I think what we should do, Patrick, is really play it by ear. And for anyone that's doing races, if you're doing this, that's why I love the flexible plan, because when I was training for Wadapalooza, I had to move some of my pump workouts just down. And so it took me a little longer to finish that program because I was repeating foundation. But the reality is like, I didn't miss them. I just prioritized other workouts for what I was competing in for that month. And then I was able to resume. So just, try not to overcomplicate it, but listen to yourselves. And I hope that helps. Dave, I'm seeing your message, the endurance style. Yeah, exactly. So I should read the comments. There's some great stuff here. Exactly. He says, I do an endurance cycle, 1 marathon a year at the end of April. Then I do less running in the summer, which I would assume with Dave, if your running comes down, your strength numbers will go up. And that's exactly what should be happening. Okay?
Yeah, I don't love summer running. Plus, I think I do it to limit injury risk. I think if I ran a lot all year, I'd get injured. I just kind of know that about myself.
Yeah, so. Yeah, sure. But yeah, and each person has their own, I think, response from their body. But I'll tell you what, I lift year round since I was 10, and I've never gotten sick of it, and I've never worn out. That's the beauty of, again, trusting the programming, because we do cycle you in and out of where you're supposed to be. Okay. April asked this question, which I thought was awesome. And I'm double checking my math with great. April said, I'm going to be trying to PR at the sports festival next week. And it occurred to me, probably a lot of you are about to come through and pull some big weight. So I talked about it with the coaches, and because April's specific question is, should I start to download? At what point do I need to start to bring my workouts down a bit so I'm able to kind of really be ready for that like big power moment? No, Monday or Tuesday is not too late. So what's today? Today's Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay. And I know we'll deadlift. I don't have the firm schedule yet. I feel like we did it Saturday last year. Does anybody remember?
It was Saturday.
It was. I'm assuming because
Yeah.
it's because we know that some people travel on Fridays. We don't want you guys to miss it. So if you started deloading Monday, that would be ideal. So for anybody that says, yes, I want to pull heavy with the team, deloading on Monday will be the start date for that because that will give you 5 days. We want you to complete your workouts as prescribed. Go through all of the reps, but at 50%. So if I'm making up the numbers, if April has 4 sets of 10 deadlift and she usually does it at 200 pounds, she's going to lift 100 pounds for all 4 sets.
Okay.
So 50%. Focus on position, focus on form and moving well and moving with speed from the ground, but the load will be at 50%.
Jen,
It's a
training
yes.
with I've been training with a barbell, and I was thinking of starting to transition over to that trap bar. Should I do that or just don't worry about it?
I know we're going to have more than just a trap bar in the room. So, yeah, even Daniel's been switching to straight bar. So, I don't think it hurts to get your hands on a trap bar. I just feel like I know us and we'll keep it going, but it's not impossible to have 2 bars going at once, a straight bar and a trap bar. I can double check. Let me just circle back with the team and get a real answer. I don't want to mislead anybody. But I think if you've been pulling straight bar, that's what you should stick with. But also if the trap bar's out there, you want to feel good in that position too. So yeah, I see everything.
Yeah, that's just what we did last year. So, okay.
Yeah, of course. Great. Actually, you know what? I'm going to ask the team, will we PR only on the trap bar or straight as well? Okay, I'll put that out there. So just pin that for everybody. I'll answer Peggy's question. Will we have belts in the lounge? As an athlete, you bring what you need to train with. So let's just say there are belts there, Pegs. Like maybe it's not one that you like. It's going to work for you. You know what I mean? Like I would say if you have a belt that you like to work with, pack it in. It's flat. Pack it in your suitcase. Yeah. And that's a good point. Maybe I'll bring one. Maybe I'll just bring mine. And just to have it in case it's helpful for anybody too. A great question. Thank you. I'm waiting for that response, and I think we're going to move on. We talked about the marathon.
Thanks, Jen.
Great. Of course. Last question. And Tyler, aren't you here? No, different Ty. Ty Moody. I have Ty Moore. That was very tricky. And then we'll go to form checks. I'm actually, I encourage this behavior, but it's really, really, you have to be really honest with yourself. The question is, I'm curious at how you look at short rests in parentheses, mid-set. I started Arnold's machine workout to lower weights and increase reps after a bicep injury. Often on a set, I'll start to be nearing those hard reps at the 16 to 18 mark. But if I stop for 1 to 5 seconds, then continue, I can finish out the reps. Would it be better for me to push into those reps or through with failure without stopping compared to what I've described? So, and great, I almost skipped past this. I often feel like I blow past these reps in trying to get them done. Okay. So there's a big difference between, let's say I'm pressing, right? I'm pressing. I rack the bar. Well, take a second, pick up the back of the bar, and then finish, right? The whole point of this hypertrophy kind of training, thank you, Noah, is we really do want you pushing at like, there's nothing left in the tank here. Like, I know I'm going to get this bar up, but it's going to be tough. Now, if I'm doing a press, for instance, I'm like, let's say I'm 16, 17. I'll rest at the top. 18, 19, right? So I'll take a pause under load, Tyler, but putting weights down, taking 4 to 5 seconds, repicking up, I would rather have you work till failure. But here's what's cool. Like when I do this, wait, doesn't it look like a squat? Like remember you kind of take a squat, drop, drive, drop, drive. So I mean, even when I squat, I'm taking a second in between, but a beat to reset and recalibrate and get my brace and my breath on. So I think there should be a rhythm, like there should be an endpoint if you're taking those beats for quality. And I would much rather have you take a second, and you'll see it when all of us are lifting heavy. You kind of just think about it. You're like, okay. You're kind of getting yourself excited for the last few reps versus like really shorting the reps and getting out of control and like just getting it done. So I'd rather have you milk the reps, take the beat under load than fully offloading. So I hope that's descriptive enough for you, Tyler. Yes. It's hard, my dear. I saw your post. It's difficult because none of them are really named in order. So I don't know how to find yours. I'm sorry, Nadir. I saw your note. So I hope that makes sense and that helps all of you know to like push that limit. Okay. I am going to screen share and I'm Virgoing out in a big way. I always start the form checks at the top of the drop box. And oftentimes it's based on your guys' names. And so sometimes the people that are at the bottom are waiting to the end to get to theirs. So I am starting at the bottom and going to the top. So whereas like April, for instance, would maybe always get checked first. And Susan, in this case, would always get checked last. I'm changing the order. Hopefully it makes people feel they won something today.
You know,
okay.
My maiden name was Webb, and I always said as a kid, I'm going to marry an A, and I did. Now I'm in Austin.
Oh God, what an upgrade. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately at this point, like I'm so Widerstrom. Even if I got married, I'd be like, do you want to take my last name? Because I don't know if I'm changing mine. Okay. Just want to make sure everyone can see clearly. We're doing it. And this looks like dumbbell RDLs for Susan. Great lifting shoes, Suze. Okay. So this is positionally not too far off. Susan, great mobility. But what I'm seeing is how the weight is off and in front of your body. I want to make sure these weights are always like, bring them in 3 inches. They should be right along your shins. And as we've discussed in this before, in this group, we don't really need to go past that shin area. Maybe on the SDLs, the stiff leg deadlifts, but the RDLs, I'd rather see your butt load back more and keep your chest up. You almost want to have your chest and open and facing up. So Suze, what I'd like to see right there, that's a perfect RDL. And you can even, take your time. Okay. You can even see.
Stop chatting, guys. Your stuff is getting in my way, so I can't.
Oh, they're chatting. I'm like, me.
No, the previews are popping up in front of the video. I turned them off.
I understand. So what I'm saying is I want you to actually tighten your lats a little bit, which are those kind of like those tickle muscles under your armpits. So bring the weights a little closer to you. So they should touch just below your kneecap and reach your hips back versus your upper body forward, because we're stretching your hamstrings, but we're actually not keeping that tension in our hips. So just stop it a little sooner and like reach your buns back, and you're going to feel it in your glute tie-in. Like you're going to feel it where we want it, right here more. And then we'll take a little bit out of your lower back as well.
Okay.
Cool. This is great.
Thank you.
And honestly, you're honestly, and you'll be able to go heavier. You'll feel the load better.
Well, yeah, I'm still working my way up. So
yeah, it's great. You had great control, but people that are hypermobile, I'm the same way. We have to put brakes on our length. We need like a limiter. We need to know where the end is, and because it's just further than you can go further than most people, but you don't know where the end of the lift is because of it. So Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Row. I know you're on the call. Rose, deadlift less shit, I hope, and more 90 degrees. Great.
Okay, I only said that because Nick did my form check last week and I put Row can squat, but her deadlift is shit. Please help.
I had a feeling this was a message that I was jumping into. I love the group chat, and he will be actually, with your permission, I'm going to send a picture to him, and he will just love that. Okay. Cool setup, girl. Look at that gym coming together. Okay. Oh, great wedge. Oh, great speed. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is a moment. So you see how you keep going around the knees? Like you're like, why are my knees in the way?
I do.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
do.
So like your pull is perfect. You're going vertical. This is great. So see how much higher your hips are on the way up?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're clearing your knees. And then you bring your hips to the bar, which this is gorgeous. And now the hips need to go away, but you start bending your knees a little too soon. And that's why you're getting a little stuck over there. So a quick reminder for everybody, and this will make sense once I show you, Ro. Let's see. Barbell's here, right? Actually, sorry, I should start at the ground. So your hinge doesn't change. From the floor to the knee, the hips don't change. Above the knee, the hips change. So hips, knees, hips. Is that clicking for you, girl? Hips. The hips stop now. Knees, hips. And what's happening for you is you're starting in a perfect place. Your lift off is beautiful. You're hipping, and then you're hipping and kneeing at the same time.
Okay, it does. Because the thing is I feel like I'm almost trying to squat on my way down. Does that make sense?
Totally. And we're not squatting, we're deadlifting.
That's why my other one was titled Broken Squat, but her deadlift is shit.
Listen, we can't all be perfect. Listen, like I'm a better deadlifter than a squatter, and you're the better squatter than a deadlifter. We're a perfect pair. But yeah, so just play with that. Remember, you keep that angle, protect that angle until you get to the top, right? Cool. Bum, 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 bum. I'm just going to quickly address this from Ty. Ty says, anyone been doing the workup sets? Do you rest between each set of the workup sets or go pretty quickly? Ty, I think as long as you're prepared for the load, go for it. I don't want you out of breath, but like I'll do an empty bar for like 8 to 10 reps. And then I throw, 15s on. So 65 pounds. I do 3 reps. And then I throw quarters on. So now I'm at, 95 pounds. I do 2 or 3 reps. But probably only takes me 4 or 5 minutes to start to work up. Now, if I'm squatting 225 that day and I'm doing my 165, my 185, my 205, yeah, I'm taking a little longer, like maybe closer to a minute, but not the full rest like it would in the workout because you're just building up. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, that does. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, Donald said about a minute. Great, Mindy. As long as I need to catch my breath. Yeah, we're saying the same thing. I think your body tells you the answer, to be honest. So yeah, let's see. Going back to sharing. Yep. Okay. And I also got an answer from the coaches. We will have both the straight bar and the trap bar. So if you've been training conventional, that's what you should test. So yeah, that answers it, April. So don't even worry about trap bar this week. You've been conventional for so long now. Let's just keep you where you've been training. Cool. All right. Neta, amazing. I saw your comment in the article. So we've been working on incline bench. So Neta, your incline's a little low. This is inclined, but let's go one more notch up. Okay. So that's number one, because it's really we're looking for like a little bit more of the top of the pec versus the side. So let's bring up your shoulders a couple more inches for a truer incline bench. That's number one. I know that was one of your questions. Good. Stabilizers turning on. Yes. No, I will warn everybody, incline bench is recruiting your pec minors. So the muscles are a little smaller. So it's not uncommon for the weights to be lighter on your incline presses. Good breathing. Much better position, Neta. All I'm craving, I'll take a little more range of motion. Let's take a little more range, because as we know, we always talk about how mobility comes through weightlifting. And I think a lot about that with our hips and our legs and our thighs, but don't underestimate your chest area. Getting a nice open chest in our very modern society of driving and phones and computers and like couches that swallow us up, right? So I love chest and bench because I'm like, oh, I want to get all this open. So Neta, bring up the incline a little bit and then go ahead and go a little bit further in your range of motion. All right. Julian, oh, I'm so jealous of this. Oh, look at that machine. T Bar Rows. Great, great, great. I just want to compliment Julian beyond his stanky face because he's working his tush off. Look at how open his chest is. That's what you want. Beautiful, broad posture. The elbows are driving slightly outward, but in that really great 45-degree angle backwards. It's great. Good extension too. I love this. See how he's fully extending with those shoulders and those shoulder blades? That's hero stuff. That's like, oh my God, if I'm going to stretch this out, I got to bring it home still. It's a really good commitment there. And I also like how he's tapping. Julian, you're tapping that bar all the way, and you almost are having that Michael Jordan moment. Guys, if you watch, he's like, kind of just has a moment. He's like, that little bit of hang time, showing control, full range. I love it. Yeah. Oh, this is just a dirty, dirty set. How many reps? Oh, great. Yep. The grunting's welcomed. Dude, I literally have nothing to say. I mean, perfect. Such great work. And I love how tanked he was at the end, guys. That's what it should feel like when you're getting to those end of reps, okay? All right, let's see. Straight leg deadlift. SLDL deficit small plates. So I'm a little confused. If it's an SDL, we don't need to stop at the bottom. I would rather have you maintain that tension, Julian, from the hip down and up. Whereas a true deadlift, we like that dead stop. We like to teach that kind of powerful beginning. But let's just not even tap the ground and let it cycle from the top. Okay? But great position. Knees are relatively straight. Yeah, we've talked about your mobility before. I think that's far enough. You could even straighten your knees a little bit more if you really want a gold star here. You're almost there. This is a little bit RDL, a little bit SDL. So what I would say then, Julian, is take these white ones off, take those 10s off, straighten your knees a little bit more. Don't tap the ground. Get it set at your hips and just cycle from that point 6 inches off the ground with straighter legs and let that be how the rip lives. Oh, I hope you're still here, honey. Okay. Oh, great. TYIs. T. Y. Yep. So, one adjustment. I'm going to show you. Seated. There's a lot of trap recruitment happening. So you're kind of starting in this position to move. So we're having muscles that are trying to help that we actually don't want to help. There's going to be a little bit of that, but what I'd rather have you see is your shoulders down and back, right? Space here. And then we're lifting from our shoulders versus our traps. And so instead of this being the position, we're kind of doing that. Okay. So I would almost lighten those weights and then really work through that position here. The Ys look good, but the Is, like you traditionally when I do like TYI, I'm actually a little hinged. So that's a T, a Y, and an I. And let me tell you guys, I don't even have weights in my hands, and that's difficult for me. Because if you look at my mid back, you'll see there's a lot of people think traps are here, and they are, but we've got a lot of mid trap area here that tends to be the weakest. Unlike everybody I train in person, and when I see people training, like that's what gets in trouble. So if you do the T, you can see I'm working those mid to lower trap. The Y, same thing, and probably the most difficult for all people is the I. Okay, all hopefully without a ton of recruitment from those upper traps. Does that make sense, hon? I heard a sniffle. I wasn't sure if it was you. Okay, I'll keep sharing.
It makes sense.
Okay, good. And how great, because I started at the bottom, I got to get to yours. Okay. So wall sit. So the meditation is on. I see what's happening. Isn't it funny what happens when we have to be still? What I'm loving, are your feet flat on the ground? It looks like it. What I'm really liking that I'm seeing is the shins are vertical. That's what we want. Sometimes it's easy for the feet, your heels to be too close to the wall or too far away. This is a great vertical shin. You can see the quads are completely flat and perpendicular.
I try to think that I'm sitting in an invisible chair.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a gorgeous invisible chair. So this is great. And by the way, great use of your ruck vest. So it was a 75 pounds. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing.
Pounds around each thigh.
Oh, the cartel would love you. Yeah, you'd see him. What is that movie? They put all the money around him. Maybe that's Wolf of Wall Street. Maybe different movie. What I also want to point out that you did so well is your breathing. A lot of times when I see people hold positions, they end up holding their breaths, and I just thought that was great. You let the airflow, your legs stay strong, the position was perfect. Yeah, feel good about all of that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, honey.
Good night.
Okay. Jonathan, yes, I haven't seen lower body on you in a minute. So let's see, we're front squatting. So something, Jonathan, you and I have been working on for months now is trusting that your position can maintain the depth. So what was interesting, and I hope everybody saw it, look at Jonathan's first front squat. Almost uncertain, right? And that's okay. What I think is beautiful about this set is a lot of times when we have multiple reps, we're like, okay, how did I feel? Oh, I can go further. Oh, no, I've got this. And sometimes strength training is building confidence in each day and in each lift as you do it more. So what I see is like the hips are, you can see like above 90 degrees. Pardon me, everyone. And as we go into the later sets, look at how much lower that is, which is really, really great. I do see I can feel like tension in your back, less confidence because your elbows are pointing down. If I drew a straight line from your elbow to the ground, we're pointing down. And what would be optimal is if you can get this elbow coming from your armpit more horizontally. It's not always going to be a perfect line in a perfect 90-degree angle at your armpit, but what we want is this position to happen, because if your elbows are right where my little cursor is, that's going to shift the barbell over your center better, like your center, your hips. And then your hips will be able to drive the weight up. And what's happening is, since it's kind of coming forward, it's pulling you down from your back. And I don't care if it's an empty barbell, that will pull anybody forward. Okay. So it's just talking. We just talked about those mid traps, that positional strength, right? As this gets stronger, this will get better. But I'm telling you, right, Jonathan, if you keep driving those elbows up, and I always think up on the way down when I front squat, I think up, 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 up. It really kind of helps Connor. Yeah, I saw your face, Cece. Like, how do I? Yeah. So just kind of think about that as you drop down, because you've got range of motion here. The barbell is just a little bit in front of you, and that's why you're having a hard time staying in your hips. Okay, it's the same set. Let's go. Okay, Joe, looks like a back squat. We got a glare. Oh, that's an interesting tactic, Joe. You guys can see he's kind of put a band on those crossbars, those safety racks. So he knows that he's getting the depth that he wants. I think it's actually a really great tactic, Joe, to know that, okay, that's where the end of this rep is, and I'm going to hit it every time. I love his patience. I like the flat feet. I like the drive. I'm leaning it. I got a glare on my screen. Good compression. There's nothing like a really strong intentional set. I will just say that looks like your knees are driving a bit straight forward. I always like to cue, as you guys are squatting down, almost reach from your groins. If you just give yourself a little space by stretching from the very tops of your inner thighs, it will track your knees out a little wider, which will get you more strength and help out of your glutes. Okay. Very nice though, Joe. Stacey, okay, what are we doing? Are these goblet squats? Yeah.
Yeah, I call them goblin squats.
Goblin squats. I get it. Oh my God, this is so improved. Look how much deeper you're going, Cease.
Trying to keep my chest up.
Yup. So how is that feeling with that weight?
It's a little light. It was 20 pounds. I could have gone heavier. I was just so concerned about my form and pitching forward too much and folding over too much.
Part of what's happening is that dumbbell, that dumbbell is just kind of in front of you. Like when I goblet, and don't make fun of me because I have a 5-pound weight, so I'm not going to look quite as cool as you are. So you're starting with it like this, right? Right on your body. And then as you squat, you're letting it drift out like this.
Oh.
So it's like away from you, you know? And for me, I put it right in between here. So I have it here, and that top of end of the weight, I just kind of let it hit my chest. And because then what's happening is the dumbbell is tracking straight down between my hips like this. Hold on, the glare's a little right. And it's letting me stay more vertical because it's on my person. So you can try, you can go side to side, and this will make it a little bit easier. But it's going to you have to really think not doing this, right? Because it's the same thing, whether it's this way or whether it's this way, this is still happening. So you've already come so far in your squat position. Just really, really reinforce opening those hips so you can come straight down, doll. Because now, look at it. It's right here versus here. That's all.
Thank you. That makes a huge world of difference.
It's just the hip space. And it's not that your hips are tight. I think you're just training in a position that you really haven't tapped into before. I think about the difference when was the meetup at the Go Ruck event with Arnold at the beach? October. Think about how far you've come since October. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I've been lifting again since I was 10. And when I was with, when did Nick, was it summer? He changed things in my squat that I'm like, oh, well, that's a really good point. And I've been training for 30 years plus, and I teach it, and I still was like he unlocked something for me. So you're just going to keep unlocking things. It's like, you know that, do you watch Harry Potter?
Yes.
Great, because that's where my analogy is. There's this moment where Hagrid takes Harry to get the money his parents left, but he's like, we got to make one more stop, official Hogwarts business, right? He gets the little sack in the room, and the little goblin he's like, and it's just unlocking. It's like, oh, I have this and everything unlocked, and it just doesn't work that way. I have this thing that you're like, oh, I've been doing this, and why isn't everything just going toot, 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 toot? And I think what happens, it's like you got the first thing, And now we got to do the rest of the door. And that it's just like I said, it could take a year, it could take 30 years, but that's like why there's no ceiling on lifting. And I think that I often blame Arnold for this, and you guys can tell him I said so. But when you watch someone do something so seemingly effortlessly, you look at his range, you look at his control, you look at his performance, and there's like you're like, oh, is that what I'm doing? It's almost like Olympic gymnasts. You're like, that doesn't seem that hard, when Simone Biles, da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh, Arnold he really, like, we only see his end result after decades of training, not when he was a little boy, when he was growing up in Austria, like all that stuff. So it's like one of those things, like, we just get the pleasure. We get to work with you guys through all stages of your training. And, we just caught Arnold at his very best. So we just got to give ourselves a little room. Okay, let's see. Going back to this. So I hope that makes sense. Just keep it on your person and try that, babe.
Yes, I will.
Okay, Heather. It's not labeled as a deadlift or an RDL, although it looks like a mix of the two. So I'm going to guess based on the movement range, we're looking at a true deadlift, Heather. By the way, you've got such great raw strength. The way you're moving that bar effortlessly is something to be very proud of. What I'd like to see, and this is our start position, again, similar to actually Susan's video, our very first video of today, really great hamstring mobility, really great. And you see it in her feet, her calves, and her hamstrings, and even in her back. And so what we need to do, Heather, is we need to bring our hips a little lower so we can really start the lift loaded where we want the work to happen. The shins are vertical. I can't see where the barbell is, but let's try this for your next deadlift session, Heather. Number one, really make sure that barbell is right on your shins. Number two, you're just going to angle your hips down 20 degrees, right? Just kind of like lean into that, and you'll feel some tension in your hands, and you'll be able to load from there. And I think you're going to find, because as you stand, like, you get to hear, you still have a bit of a roundness in your back. And if you start with your hips and hamstrings a bit more loaded, we're going to straighten that out, and you'll be in a perfect position to load. So I actually am pretty impressed with how, like I said, how well you're moving when you're leaving a lot of strength on the table. You're not even, this is like a hamstring deadlift. Like, imagine what happens when you start to use your glutes. Oh my God, we're lifting more than Nick. So anyway, really good stuff, babe. Really good stuff. Just work those details. Okay, Lindsay. Looking like some sort of RDL, SDL. Wow. Again, what is with chicks and mobility? Look at the hamstrings, totally flat back. So it's not listed which one this is. So Linz, here's my request. If it is an RDL, that is as far as you need to go. I know I'm being repetitive today. If this is an RDL, I want your hips back 2 inches and nothing else has to change. Another thing I see, and I had to actually edit this in my own lifting. Let's see. Instead of letting your low back sway a little bit, tuck it under a little. Okay? I call it like dropping your tailbone. So instead of being in a bit of a flare, tuck your hips just gently under. We're not concaving. We're not like dog going to the bathroom. But if you just gently lengthen your tailbone down, you'll get more into your glutes and you'll feel that more. If this is an SDL, a stiff leg deadlift, I would say straighten your legs a little bit more and everything's perfect. Also, that's a great color on you. Does that make sense when I talk about the hips, guys, the pelvis? Or is that too high level? No, Mel, okay. Yeah, let me just show you real quick. Thanks for your honesty. Whether you were using dumbbells or barbells, it does not matter, guys. So I'm trying to avoid the sun a little bit. So I used to do an RDL with a bit of an arch like this. And you can see I have a flat back, but you can see the sweep of my lower back. And what I'd rather have you do is be slightly straighter. And this is me. All I did is I took my tailbone, here's the end of it, and I lengthened it towards the ground, just a little. And so instead of starting like this, I start with my glutes on, tucked under like that. And I am 100% in my butt and my hips. And I don't feel anything in my lower back. It was a really big breakthrough because as I was doing pump club workouts in the spring, and I was like, oh my God, there's just something going on with my back. And I just realized I was just flaring. And maybe that's being a former gymnast, maybe that's my anatomy. But I realized if I just slightly tuck under and play with it, like Melanie, you were kind of like, I don't know what she means. Take just a millimeter tuck. Take it 1 millimeter at a time and try it out when you do your sets, and you're going to feel a difference. So you can do it gently with the RDLs and SELs. You can do it gently with even lunges and just change that pelvic position just slightly and see how it works for you. Okay, Susan, sounds great. I'm glad I caught your video. Can't wait to see the next form check, girl. Because we had so many new first-timer form check submissions, which made me really happy. So keep them coming. Okay. Oh, Jan, redo. Try and engage the lats. Okay, girl. Yeah. I just want to see a full extension on the arms. Long muscle is a strong muscle. I stole that from Coach Nick. You want the full extension of the lat, the bicep, the arm, the back of the shoulder, and then the full expression up. So I see what you're saying. I'm trying to engage the lats. You just never let them lengthen all the way. So split the difference. Like it's almost like you went too hot, too cold, get in the middle, extend those lats more so you can engage them all the way. All right, Matthew. Okay, so it looks like we're doing dumbbell overhead presses. I am noticing immediately a bit of a curve. And what I'd like to see to help you feel a little stronger and stable. And then what happens when we press, it's really exaggerated. See this swing? Matthew, if you just squeeze your tush as hard as you can, it's going to change the position of your hips a bit, and it's going to make you feel a lot stronger up top. So it looks like you're in really nice control of the weights. You're coming full range. I would actually bring your elbows down a little lower. See how you're kind of stopping a little shallow? I always think weights by my ears. If I don't get below my ears, right? Matthew, you're about here. Get a little, because we want that stretch on your deltoid. We wanna get that full range. So I just think if my dumbbells are by my ears, that's how I know. Yeah. Play with it, guys. Like it's so funny. Like you guys are on your screens. You should like do a press, close your eyes, bring your hands down to where you think you always stop, and then open them and look in the mirror. Yeah. Oh, see, but Peggy, interesting. You're like this. You're almost bent in. So we want to make sure the weights are over our elbows, right? Weights are over our elbows out here. Yeah. And if you open your eyes and you can't see your hands, they're too far back. You should be able to peripherally see. Yeah. Oh, way better, Peggy. Even lower. See how your hands are still above your head? Lower, 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 lower. That's what I want. Yeah, Melanie, exactly. Yeah, I'm seeing it. Yep. So play with that. And honestly, you can do that. Like if you're doing a set and you're on your rest, go in the mirror, put your hands here, no weights, do like 2 or 3, get to where you think you're supposed to be and open your eyes. You know what I mean? Like it's a great little proprioceptive test. So Matthew, I want you to bring your elbows a little lower and I want you to squeeze your butt and you're going to have a lot better time doing presses. Similar thing to what we saw a few videos ago. Matthew's got great hamstring flexibility. He's got a flat back. But part of what's happening is because the hamstrings are being stretched, the glutes aren't on, and we're stretching to the back. Matthew, just stop a little sooner. I love how close the dumbbells are to your knees. Your shins, really good keeping it close. But I just want you to stop at your knees and drive your hips back. The work should not be happening up in front. The work should be happening back here. Okay, so transfer that weight backwards a bit. Oh, sorry, James. This is great. By the way, you're getting leaner. I can see the work paying off. Great range. Very nice. I like your torso position. And great commitment when it starts to get a little tired right there. I see that. I don't really have a lot of notes here. This looks great. You've really cleaned up the position. And I really, guys, look at how James is letting his knees come out but forward. He really trusts the bottom of that squat. That's something, Cece, your hips stay behind your knees a little bit. Let your knees go forward. I'll show you in class on Saturday. Yeah, remind me, okay? Here's his deadlift. Here we go. Orlando, if you're still here, you can see he's kind of doing what you're doing. See how his knees get in the way? He's starting to squat down versus deadlift. So you just want to hinge, then the knees, then hinge. So James, similar thing that I told Orlando, you want to make sure at this point you're not putting the flexion in your knees. You're letting your hinge happen first. Oh, actually, you kind of cleaned it up there. And then the knees bend. And then we drive up to here, and then the hinge is complete. Yeah. Yep, just a little bit. Very minor. I also, if I'm going to be greedy, I'd love to see a bit more tension, guys. See how this is just a little bit loose? Just a little bit pulled back. Let your back really support, because remember, the bridge from the weight to your legs is your midsection here, and that includes those lat muscles. Little nuances, and it's easy. Honestly, there's so many things I like to pinpoint. You know, there's a lot to keep straight, and so it's okay to forget some stuff. Oh. Oh.
I can't hear it. Yeah.
Okay, let me copy this link. Hold on, guys. Let me pause it. I gotta send it to Nick. I just feel like he would be, like, Nick loves this stuff. I don't want him to miss messages. Dropbox, cute. Okay, sending that to him. Got it. Okay, and really interesting. If you guys, I don't know if you heard him, he said he's healing from a foot injury and he couldn't deadlift. And so Nick recommended some seated weighted good mornings. And so that's what we're going to look at. Okay. So it's not traditionally in a lot of our programming, but really fun to see. And Roger, I did just text this to Nick. So you should feel good knowing he's got your message, and he gets to see your lift. So a good morning is where he's loaded on his back and he's leaning forward and driving up. So it's a way to kind of work the hinge from the top down. Now, Roger, I teach with the knees bent, so I actually liked it better, Roger, when your feet were bent and side by side. This is the position we want. And also keep in mind that if you're going to be here, you know, your feet aren't going to be together. Let me turn this around a little bit. You need a place for your abdomen to go. So it's like, it's not here and it's not straight leg, it's feet kind of wide. So it's like this. Okay. And from the side, looks like this. Okay. versus straight legs or legs closer together. So make sure you make that little shift. I want your feet really connected to the ground. It's almost kind of reminiscent of a bench press. You know, you're like, it's a body movement, but we all know how important our feet on the ground are when we're pressing. So similar to that. And Mindy, yeah, let me tell you, Mindy's like, that's a lot of weight for good mornings. At my strongest, I mean, I was doing good mornings, and it's really important for like, I think I see it in a lot of sport specific training. I'm not sure what directives that Nick gave you, Roger, but it did look a little heavy for me. You want to make sure you're really controlling full range and back and feeling good about it. So maybe back off just gently. You're not going to hit like squat or deadlift weight, but the whole point is to create a hinge and a load on your spine in a way that feels progressive versus just super hard, right? Just because it's really hard doesn't make it really good for you. So I would slightly back off on that. Okay, Jeannette, we're goblet squatting. Okay, let's see. By the way, just a moment of silence. Jeannette turned 50 yesterday.
Thanks.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Went
girl.
out to
Happy birthday.
my parents took me to Olive Garden.
Ah, of course. My Olive Garden hack when I used to be chubby, it's bottomless breadsticks, but you get a side of the Alfredo sauce.
It took me 2 days to eat the pasta, okay?
Yeah,
they give you a lot.
It's so much. I know. Well, happy birthday. I'm glad you got to spend your birthday week with us. Okay, on to goblet squats. So I think we addressed this hand position on you once before. Remember, Jeannette, I want your palms at the bottom, right? And your fingers at the top.
Okay, I forgot.
Yeah, I figured. Okay, so just a reminder, like you're here because almost like you're like, I'm holding a goblet of wine. It's like this very medieval, I think, kind of through line on why it's called a goblet squat. So you want the goblet up like this, so your palms are supporting it, your fingers are on top, and it won't pull you forward so much as you're doing it the other way.
It was after a week off too.
So yeah, so you can see the weight drops, and so then your hips go up. So I would say, especially if you took a week off, then start a little lighter, get the position right, go for range of motion, and really make sure you kick those knees open so your hips can drive all the way down. Okay, progress on our deads.
A little bit lighter.
It's okay. What I'm liking, first of all, is your approach. This is already improvement. You have a lot of natural strength, and you tend to go in there and like just rip up the bar. And then I like this. Your feet are side by side. Your hands are exactly where I want them. I'm seeing you wedged on that barbell, which is excellent. Great stand. Yep. And reset. Beautiful. What's this? 85 pounds?
I think it was about 125.
Okay.
But
so,
I get cortisone injections, and so I go I go slow afterwards.
Yeah.
So.
The only thing I'm going to say, I like that your feet are side by side, but look what happened. You're having like a party up top here. You got one shoulder kind of lower than the other. So then your hand went a little lower than the other. So what I would encourage you to do is really be intentional at every phase of the lift, because I could already see the way you've transformed at your start. And what's really great is it's really clear. You know the bottom and you know the top now. See? Bottom, top. You are certain about it. But make that transition time just as important to you. So this is better even on the way. Look at how you're even. Your shoulders are intact. So just think about that. That's a little more intentional throughout, but this is really great improvement.
When I first joined, I didn't even know anything about barbell. So you know.
I know. Like you hadn't even done a barbell anything. So this is wild. Tommy Lee, nice. This looks like quite a transformation. And this has got to be what this is. I'm wondering if we get a lift as well. But nice job, nice Arnold pose there. He would be proud. Okay, Cory, we talked about this. Boy,
His own Swift.
are you here, Cory?
I am. Hi.
This is like a Charlie Chaplin video. So you guys just have to know he specifically wrote a comment in the article. So I was prepared for what was coming and nobody else was, but it was a very Charlie Chaplin, like meh, 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 meh. So Cory's symptoms are when he front squats, he gets a lot of pain in his elbow when he tries to bring it up. So with the broom, as we all know, when there's no weight, it's really difficult to even hold the bar in position. So this is less about his position and more about why it's creating pain for him. So here's my thoughts, Cory. I also, like, if I'm compressed in my elbows too much, it usually means I have got some, it's usually upstream or downstream. And so this is why I look at like fascia work, or I use voodoo floss, and I look at, is it something happening below my elbow that's coming in too tight, or is it something above? And for me, 10 times out of 10, it's my triceps. 10 times out of 10. I was like, oh, it must be my bicep. I think it's the way I bench or load or press, but this larger head of the tricep that attaches all the way down. So when I get into here, what is fully, what's got a ton of stimulation on it is that tricep, right? So I'm wondering is if you're getting into the front squats, and by the way, it's not an easy position. We've all talked about like really having the weight of the bar like in the fingertips versus the fist. And I think if you guys follow us on Instagram, Coach Nick did do a tutorial, and I don't know, Cory, if you've got like, do you have straps at all at home?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and let me see if I can, I think I've done this once before, so nobody makes fun of me, but here. The idea is the straps are obviously make more sense and are better. I'll just use a little towel. The idea is when you're uncomfortable enough in that position, it's like you put the strap, so you hold it with your hand. Oh, let me use the other side of the Swiffer. Sorry, guys. So it's kind of like this. And so while because I don't think it's this position, I think it's the compression of your elbow that you're having a hard time with. So I'm not a PT, I'm not a doctor, although with my own pain, that's something I think it really might be a tricep thing. Oh yeah, Cece, yeah, look it up. Cece, put the link to like the Ready State has a great voodoo floss. It's like $10, and you wrap it around your tissue, and you help the muscles kind of slide and glide with the fascia. But this can help you take some of that compression away, Cory, and to keep you in the game and front squatting. But I would honestly look into some of that tissue work or opening of that fascia on the tricep as a way to help you get out of that pain.
I will. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Is that complete of an answer enough for you? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
No, it sure is. And it's nothing I thought of trying to do. So thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah, of course. And Cece, let me just look. Did you put, hold on.
I got it. The Ready State, the TRS.
Oh, thank you. Yep. So there's a small black one. Thanks for doing that, Cece. You're getting a Easter bonus this year. I would say Christmas bonus because I think the Griswolds that were past Christmas and I panicked. There's a small black one and then there's a bigger blue one. The bigger blue ones are more for like legs and knees, and the small black one is what I'm talking about. And if you just look, Cory, you get that title, the Ready State, elbow pain. You look at their YouTube, they give great tutorials on what to do, the kind of pressure, how to use the band. It's pretty life-changing stuff. I've used them for like years now, and it's a huge part of my prep and keeping strong in the gym, to be honest. Okay. All right, Guran. Oh, well, nice power clean. Yeah, got to get it up somehow. Oh. Wonderful. Nice range, nice posture. So a little fatigue. So he's getting really deep, which is good. And all that's happening down here is you start to see the knees go in a little bit. The knees are going in because we just want to keep the glutes on, guys. That's where, like, when I was talking with Cecilia about really keeping your hips open, if you keep your hips open, your glutes get to stay on and help you. So I'm actually pretty impressed with this position. It's not easy. I would also take a beat. You know how we talked about taking that moment of like rest at the top? I would take a little longer. You start to get in these later sets and you start to feel the breakdown of your form. Just take a second, be like, okay, you know, brace on, butt on, or knees out, whatever the cues are for you to keep going, because he's going down well. He's just getting a little stuck at the bottom because of fatigue. But look at this work. Look at this fight. Oh, that's how they should look, guys. Tough, 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 tough reps. Maintaining a lot of good upper body tension. The elbows are staying pretty up. They're just a little bit when they go down. And the only thing that's happening, Guran, is that as you got a little bit tired there, all that happens is the butt starts to rise. And as the butt goes up and the elbows go down, it transfers that barbell forward. And it puts you in a really kind of compromised position, meaning, is he going to be stronger with the weight in front of him or when the weight is up over his hips? That's all. And front squats do this to everybody. So I'm actually pretty impressed with this set. I think that the way to get better at this, my answer is like, keep going, keep front squatting, you know, because this is one of those things that like body positions tire out, but really think about the Guran. If you can keep your knees going open to keep your butt on, that waterfall of events, like your butt turned off, your knees went in, your upper body caved. It's kind of like a domino effect. So if you start it where the problem is, it won't happen all the time. Okay, looks like a deadlift. Great. Okay. Starting with our hips a bit high. I just want you to bring your hips a little lower. This looks like more like a straight leg deadlift than a true deadlift. And all you want to see, your weight is still on the ground and your hips are already extended. So let's just bring your hips down a little bit more. Let's start your hips down 3 inches more and do everything the same and report back. Okay, Chris. Also known as Dad. Okay, this angle is a little limiting for me, but I do like the range of motion. It looks like he's got power blocks. Chris, I think, yeah, oh my God, did I just make that happen with my brain? I was like, put your feet on the ground. Yeah. So Chris, I'd actually rather have your feet side by side. Oh, why is that doing that? I want your feet 1 and 2 side by side planted. A little arch in the bench is okay. So when you do that, you put your feet on the ground, let the arch happen with your rib cage and squeeze your butt. And by doing that, you're going to be a lot more locked and loaded and stable. I know we all don't have like super, super high, like advanced benches and equipment in our homes. So this one's a little wobbly, but you can create a lot of more stability by putting your feet on the ground. Great range of motion though. Okay. One more from Chris. I can tell it's him by the shorts. Here we go. Dumbbell rows. Beautiful position. Feet are side by side. He's in an active stance. I like how there's some flexion in your knees. You're loaded in your hips. Your back is flat and your chest is open on the pull. I think this is pretty darn good, man. Great range of motion. Keep going. And by the dumbbell bent over, looks like the same thing. Bent over rows, so great for getting better at deadlifts. So great. Let's see if this is any different. Oh, looks like an RDL. Yeah, great. I'm going to ask, your feet look a little turned out, Chris. I want you to bring a little more forward. And you don't need to go further than that. Right at the shins. You're just going a little far. So cut the stretch a little farther, or sorry, cut the stretch a little sooner and reach the butt back, because this is perfect flexion. I actually love this position that you're in. This is all you need. And when you do that, the weight can go up. The weight can go up. All right, I think we just did that one. Sometimes there's double submissions. Okay, let's see. Tish. I know what you're doing. By the way, gun show. Look at those triceps and shoulders. Nice. Great speed off the ground. Totally keeping that position alive. And what we love is this triangle position, shoulder, hip, knee. We see that little triangle. It's always what we're looking for from you guys. Shins are vertical, barbell's right there. She takes a moment, she really sets, and I really like the speed coming off the ground. And Rolanda, if you're still here, you can see when she does it, right? It's knees, hips, knees. Really great set. Wow. I mean, let's get to the later sets. Is there a form breakdown? This is where lifting gets exciting, right? What a gorgeous day she's lifting on. Yeah. So you see, we lose just a little bit of speed, but you can see the effort is there. This is a long set of deads. Yeah. The only thing I'll say, when the last rep goes up as well as the first rep did, it's probably usually time to go up a little in weight. So congratulations, Tish. You get to put more weight on. All right, John, we're doing front squats. Let's see what okay. He's using the straps like I mentioned earlier. If anyone wants to take a look, I feel like when he squats, we'll be able to see him. Great, John. Wow, you've come so far, man. So part of what I'm saying, and Cece, I mentioned this, guys, watch how his hips drop down, his body stays vertical, and as he's going down, watch how he allows his knees to press forward. You'll see it, Cece. It's what I want you to work on. Look at those knees as they push forward. It's really good on this next one. He drops and he allows the knees to carry forward. And that's where like ankle mobility, see it? And as his hip sinks, he has a place to go because the knees travel forward a little. Yeah. Great control and range of motion. John, you're like me. My front squat gets better as I go. My first few reps, I'm like, they're pretty good. As you went, they looked stronger, more intact. I just felt like you were recruiting more muscle as you went. So whatever's happening, you're waking up as you go, and that looked really good, man. All right, John. Good. Hey, nice patience and range. So we've talked about this before, but I think it's worth reiterating. The first thing I want to point out, so John, you're starting in a really great position. I see you've got a weight belt on. Your first action is you disconnect your abs by kind of shoving your butt back. And see now how your hips are really almost a foot behind the bar. And then you go down. You have a little bit of a moment here. You redirect a little bit. You get some compression. I actually think at the bottom of the squat, you feel a little bit more stabilized. And then your hips finally arrive back under the bar there. But I'm looking at that first position. Actually, that one's a little bit better. So I just want to remind you guys, you want to keep your abs on when you're squatting. And the fastest way to turn them off is to be here and then do that. Because you can see the disconnection. My abs pull away the moment I do that. So all I want to see, my friend, is your hips are going to travel back, but you're not going to arch to do it, right? I want you to hinge to do it. Make sense? So there's a difference between, and I'll do 2 reps each way. This is what I'm seeing in the video. This is disconnecting my abs. Even that hurt my back, just squatting with the Swiffer. And now this is the way I'd like you to do it. So I tuck my hips in a little bit. I go into a hinge. And I'm completely connected and turned on. Cool? It's a subtlety that makes a world of difference when you're dropping it like it's hot. Okay. Okay, John looks maybe like a bent over row. Let's take a look. Oh, sorry. So I'm not sure if this is deadlift or RDL. If we're tapping the ground, I'm going to guess it's a deadlift. So, John, something we've done with a lot of members in the past, especially since you've got some height and we're lacking a little range of motion here, meaning your body is rounding to get to the floor. I want to also, I like to like basically bring the ground up to you a little bit. And part of what's going on is you have weights that are not like Olympic weights, which are a little bit wider in circumference and make it a little bit easier to make this happen. So what I'd like you to do is just pop like another 25-pound plate or 45 on the ground on each side. And so the floor is just a little higher and you can start with a stronger loaded position. So that roundness will come out of your back and your glutes, your legs will be a little bit more loaded. That's what I'm seeing because I just feels like it's going too far because I can see your shoulders are slightly rounded forward and your back is responding in kind. You guys have to remember your spine in the right position informs your whole body what's going to be happening. So if we have a spine that's connected into the muscle and plugged in and straight and taut and ready for load, the whole body's ready. But if it's a bit disengaged like John's is, well, then the shoulders go, the glutes aren't as turned on, and it's just putting us in a position that is not optimal. Okay. None of this is bad. It's great work. I just want to see a better position because you're going to feel better and you're going to feel stronger. All right, Ryan. Aging in reverse, by the way. With these curls, I love it's really easy to do. They're really easy to get away from you. His elbows are right by his sides, pinned by the sides of his waist, and he's not going back. Often it's time to let the elbows drift backwards and kind of close the range. But that's just awesome. Also, look at his athletic stance. Feet are side by side, slight bend in the knees. He's not holding his breath. And good on you for the complete rep up and the slow rep down. That's just good work right there. Yeah. Go, 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 go. Oh, nice, Ryan. Yep, perfect. Does that make sense, guys? Elbows always right there. Don't let them slide back. Oh, good. Mel, you're still here. Okay, stiff leg deadlift. Yep. You move the bar. Good job. Yep. Oh, good work. You can even keep those knees a little straighter, Mel. You're going to hate me for it, but yeah. So stiff legs, like the knees are just a little bit straighter. So you're going to put more tension on those hamstrings. That's the outcome. Now, this is big weight. You're moving 125, 135. So I understand, like the load is real. So the key is if you just make them a little straighter, you get even more hamstring.
Okay.
Yeah. But honestly, because this was a little hybrid, it wasn't quite RDL either. I can see where you were going with it. But like literally, I would call it like a stiff leg deadlift. It's like a micro bend. Just so there's tension in the knee. There's not a ton of visible flexion. Cool.
Okay.
So take out like 5 degrees.
Try it. Thanks so much.
Yeah. How are you doing? Double overhand or reverse?
On that, I think I was double overhand on that.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Sometimes I'll do 1 and 1 just to lock in. And sometimes the curl grip on one side really keeps it close to me, gives me a little more confidence going down, but it's just a preference.
Okay.
You know?
Great. Thanks,
yeah, awesome,
Coach.
babe. So good. And great position, composite, control. Everything was, there's nothing to pick apart. Okay, Brighton. Hopping in. So I would we talked about inclines. I would take even a little slightly higher incline on his bench. I know sometimes benches aren't perfect, but I would take even a little bit more. Good. Perfect. It's sitting right at the bottom of your pecs, which is great. Driving up. I can't see how wide your hands are. They do look a little narrow to me. I'm having a hard time from this angle. But good pace, good breathing. Just make sure you keep squeezing your butt. Yep. Yep. I need to see. Brighton, this is actually a good set. The work is where it's supposed to be. I just wonder if we need to open your hands a little bit. The way I do it, guys, to make sure I'm getting it the right amount, a great kind of rule of thumb is like wherever there's that like smooth part of your bar, and then there's like a gritty part of the bar here. My thumb length, I stretch it, I grab, I do that on both sides, and that's how I know I'm in the right spot. And it sounds funny. It's kind of one of those things anatomically. Someone that's 6'7", their thumb is gonna be much longer, so it'll put them in a different place. Somebody that's shorter, same thing. So that's what I would do, buddy. Right, and again, hitting deads. So I can already tell we're out of position, Brighton. When I see this much flexion, this much angle in someone's knee, I know the bar is too far away. So his kneecaps are here. Trajectory, I see the calf means his feet are back here. So I would like to see this more vertical. So let's see where it goes. Yep, sounds right. The knees are just a little bit too far over the bar, Brighton. And then see how you have to kind of swing and bring it back. Now you fix it a little bit on the second one. Yep. We all get better on the second one. Also, take a look at your feet, Brighton. One, they look a little cattywampus. The right one kind of looks like it's like, hey, what's up over there? And then your left one looks straighter. So just really make sure you're clear about the choreography of your deadlift setup. Feet side by side, hands on the bar. Bring that bar to you so the shins are vertical. And then you're going to feel, I think, better. You're going to feel better sooner in your set because these reps actually got better. Yeah, you switch on as you go. Really good power though, man. Good speed on the bar. Your positions are great. Just set a better foundation, and I think it's going to go better for you. So this is an SDL. Oh, good, Mel, you're still here. So let's see if he's in flexion. So he's deadlifting it from the ground. By the way, I'm a bit of a baby. I pull my SDLs off a rack. I load on a rack, I pull, and I start at the hips.
Hi, Jen. I'm there.
Oh yeah, good.
I start by doing deadlift just to practice deadlift because I don't have many in my program for now.
Yeah. No, this is good. See how his legs are almost all the way straight, Mel? That's it. Yeah. So it depends, Ben. Like, the range wasn't bad, but it was a little short. So it's like, Was it weight that shortened you? Was it flexibility? Tell me how it felt.
It's probably both. It's quite heavy, but even though I don't use that heavy, I don't really go much further than past my kneecaps.
So what will be fun is on your workup sets next time with the empty bar and like your 50%, your 60, your 70%, go a little further. Play with it on the workup sets to get a little more range. And when you get loaded up here, move the bigger weight and keep it at your kneecaps, whatever, but start to introduce that length to this position, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
And should I feel, because I wanted to make sure that I don't round my lower back. So that was the reason why I shortened the length.
Yeah. Yep. So you're always gonna, I mean, primarily you should be feeling hamstrings on those SDLs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I do feel it quite a lot. Even at just that depth, I feel it a lot.
Hey, then keep doing what you're doing. I just want to see a little bit more in the workup stats, a little more length. Yeah, your back look great. Yeah, you'll know if you're traveling up. You'll know it. You'll be like, oh, that's not my hamstrings anymore.
Okay.
Are we front squatting, buddy? Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What's that little hitch I'm seeing right there? Were your knees tight or stiff today? This day?
Nope.
Okay, you got but it's like you worked out the kink.
Okay.
How do you feel your inner thighs when you do this?
No.
Yeah, okay. How far are your feet apart? Where are you on screen?
Yeah, I'd say a feet and a half.
Here, can you put your screen on?
Yes.
Show me with your hands. Where are you? I see you now.
I'd say.
Yeah, I think you're too narrow. I think that's what I'm seeing. It's like, it's like you're squatting, and it's almost like you run out of space, and then you drift back to your hips a little bit. I almost think that we should open your feet just a little bit so your hips can slide down without that hitch. Just a centimeter on each side. Just try it.
Okay.
That makes sense?
I think the problem is that when I'm holding the bar, I don't look at my feet and I don't know where they are. I'm still not
fascinating.
So
yeah, that's a really good observation. So what I always do, okay, bars on the rack, take my breath, I step under, 1, 2. I just peek. I peek, man. I absolutely take a peek. I always look down. You can look over the bar. Another thing you can do, set up a little mirror on your wall, just your feet. Because that's what I'm like, because I've seen you front squat before. I'm like, that looked weird. Because you were like going, and then you like ran out of space, and then you shifted back, and then you went down, up, and up. Down, ran out of space, down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even the knees should be should open wider.
Yeah, like I always like, if you got to remember, guys, if our pelvis, our hips, it needs somewhere to go. So that's why I keep coaching, reach from your groin, because then my hips can slide right in the middle. But if I don't, I get to here where I have nowhere to go. I'm at a stopping point. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because your anatomy, it stops you.
Are you also using the outside of the thigh? the
outside,
the adductor.
I'm using everything to front squat. Oh my God.
Okay.
Yep. But you should be feeling more of your inner thighs.
Okay. And by the way, the tip about tucking your chin.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't choke you.
Life changing. Yeah. You're like, oh my God, I can breathe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It helps a lot.
Good. Makes me happy.
Sorry about the noise.
No, my God, not at all. I love it. Home stretch here. Mindy, are you still here, honey? You've been hanging in there.
Yes, I'm here.
Yay. Boom. Great tight butt, nice arch. One thing that I immediately saw, hold on, let's take it back. All the way back. Are you getting your shoulders underneath the bench okay?
I think so.
So I don't see it.
Okay.
See it? You took it off the rack and nothing. So I just want to make sure you pin, when you're under there, girl, pin those shoulder blades back. I think about, can I get the back of my shoulders to touch and high five?
Okay.
Right? So I am like
pull them
this.
down.
Yeah. So like this is the bar. You can, hold on. Let me. This isn't bad, but if you want to go higher in your bench, it's going to matter. So you're here, right? And you're pulling off the bench and you can see how my back is exposed, but I want you to be pinned together.
Okay.
So you're here. I pin my shoulders down and together. Then I take off the rack. Then I bench. So I'm wondering if that bench is a little high, that rig, like because if you take it off and you have to unhinge your shoulders, you're going to miss that connection.
Okay. I think that might be happening. And honestly, it's kind of like I was just kind of off that day. And I keep when I push or when I press up, sometimes I hit like the J hooks and it throws me off mentally. I'm just like, oh shit, I hit
of course. So you want to lay down. If your eyes are under the barbell when you're laying down and they're in the J hooks, you're too far under. Okay. And are you coming to Columbus, by the way?
No.
Okay.
Next year
We'll
go.
Okay. This will be a great thing. I'll bring it up to teach everybody we're there. So if you're right under the bar, like it's not going to work because when we press, let's say you press up, it's over your eyes, you're going to bench. And as you press, you're going to press into those J hooks. So you should be kind of looking up at the bar a little bit, like 3 inches, 2 to 3 inches. So when you come off the rack, now you're here. And so what's going to happen is you'll go down to that bra or nipple line. And as you press, we always want to drive up and towards our eyes. Tap down into our eyes. Okay. It's actually a straight line. So I think that will help you. So bring the J hooks down a little, make sure you're pinned, and just start with your body slid down a little bit further. Yeah, because I can see you're doing all the right stuff down here. This looks beautiful. I can see some instability in your shoulders.
Okay, I will fix that. Thank you.
Just minor. Yeah, you bet, babe. Minor. Good music, Scott. Oh, nice. And see how you're using little wedges to help keep your heels down. Love that stacked hips with the bar. Good range, good control. It just looks light, man. Wow. Really good sets. You actually might not even need those shoes. Those look a little bouncy. I like this on you, Scott. Just load up. And honestly, it's because you're positionally getting stronger. Like I have started people with this kind of barbell, which helps with shoulder mobility. I have started people on the little wedges. Know that the goal is to not have to always use them. So maybe go a little slower, Scott, and you'll really start to earn that range. But that's a really nice submission. Keep going. Everything is tracking. All right, Andre. For anybody that's inclining, this is the right incline height. I think like Neta, you were a little lower. You know what I mean? Like this is the right angle. It should be like, oh, this is kind of a pain in the butt to press. That's the right angle.
Oh, it is.
You're like, Jen's right. Very nice. Feet are down, hips are on. Looks like the bar path is good. Is this a new setup, Andre?
No, the same rack and stuff.
Maybe it's just a different time of day. It looks good.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was in the morning. Yep.
Did you like you lifting better in the morning?
Yeah, it's better for me. time-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, at night it's, like a struggle with after the whole day. It's like, can't deal with it a lot. So yeah, I'd rather
listen, I'm
train
with
in the
you.
morning.
Dude, listen, I'm emotionally compromised these days. The longer the longer my day goes, I'm like, I cannot be trusted with the weights or effort.
Yeah.
This looks great. Put more weight on the bar. Put more weight on the bar.
Okay, cool. I'll
And
see
for
you in
anybody
Columbus.
lifting by themselves, just know, like, okay, like, well, Jen, what do I do? Let's say Andre has a set of 10 and he goes, well, Jen told me to put more weight on. And he gets to 6 and he's like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it. Stop, rack the weight, take off 5 pounds on each side, and then finish the set. It's one of those like unplanned breaks that like happens, but it allows you to push to your capacity when you're lifting solo without a spotter.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. I'll see you in Columbus.
Oh, good. All right, Emily. Sitting, clean, and press. Great. Yes. I want you to squeeze your butt more, Em. I can see wobbling because your butt's not on. And don't forget, we're allowed to hinge a little bit, which means, forgive me, my little silly stool here. Emily, you're doing like a curl and a beautiful press. I want you to hinge so you can get some momentum, right? And you can see if I go perpendicular to you guys, I'm truly leaning. It's that clean momentum with some obviously strength, but it's not just a curl. I'll take a little momentum and press. All right. But awesome. You're hitting all the points along the way that I want to see. I think, Emily, you have 2 that you submitted. Yes. Ooh. She goes, my attempt of difficult chin-ups. These descriptions I'm living for. Listen, I might be, I know Nick is going to be focusing on more form checks, but doesn't mean I will not be attending them because I want to see what you guys are doing. This is great. Okay. So part of what's happening, Em, everybody see how wide her arms are? It's just too wide. So what's cool about gyms is all the fancy equipment, but they're built for like an average size of people. And Emily, this is just wider than your, I would call like your strength zone. If her hands could be in here, that would be ideal. So what I would tell you to do, Em, is grab these vertical curl grips. I know it's not chin up, but grab what I would say, I guess it would be slightly pronated, which means slightly turned in. So Em, grab in here. It's still going to be a little wide for you, but that's part of why you're not feeling the ability that it's just too wide. The angle will not, anatomy will not allow you to get up. I don't think I could do it. There's no way because you're not really using your back as much as that point. So that's what I would tell you to do. Grab these chin-up bars on the inside and do it that way instead, my dear. So Richard. Cece, are you here? Look at how he's letting his knees kind of drive forward as he drops his hips. It's really great. We're losing a little bit of glute firing. So Richard, 2 things. I think you'll have a better time facing in on your rack, stepping in and stepping out. So just do a 180 for me, Richard. This is really nice. Look at the vertical torso. I think that what would help you is same with Ben. Just open your feet a little more and get your knees to reach open a little more, and your hips will slide straight down. I think you'll have a bit of an easier time because what's happening is you're here, and the first action from the bottom is your knees go in. Your knees are going in, okay? So what we want is if you can be down there, squeeze your butt and let that be the source of your strength going up. Here's what's happening. Your knees are going in and then you kind of get out of the hole and then your quads are kind of helping you finish the rest of the way up. So you've got all the right pieces, Richard. You're vertical, open your feet a touch more and really reach your knees open so your hips have a place to drop and work. Okay, Ian. Oh, he's doing a high pull. Ian, I think you are going to have a 98% better time if you bring your hands closer on the bar. This isn't again, remember how Amelie, her hands are so wide, she couldn't quite get into position? Same thing. Your hands are so wide, Ian, you're actually getting in the way of where the high pull can go. So it's not much more narrow, but just a little more. I am seeing some triple extension, which means the ankles, the knees, and the hips are all expressing. So that's really nice to see. But you're just looking a little wide. So you're like this. And if you're doing a high pull, let me see, I'm out of room here. I want your hands like, I would say maybe just a little outside your deadlift. Like when I do power clean, we're like, this is like a precursor to power cleans. So you should be here, right? So your elbows can get up and you're out here. And so it's making it tougher to get in the right position. So bring them in just a little bit more. And again, when I make these changes with you guys, don't be like, Jen said to move my feet out. I'm moving 2 feet, right? Just take a centimeter each side and feel it. So Ian, if you usually grab the bar here, just take 1 finger length closer on each side, 1 finger width, sorry, and try there. And be like, oh, that was kind of good. 1 more finger length. Oh my God, Jen's right. It's right there. Because honestly, if you're strong enough, I've been watching you for a while and I see how well you're moving that way, it'll just click because you've kind of like, you've taken the obstacle out of the way for your body to move. And then the other thing that will happen then, Ian, is you'll be able to bring velocity. These are not designed to be done politely. It is a transfer of power from the ground in your lower body and you're exploding up. And that's what I want to see in you. So if you have to drop a little weight to make sure that speed is carried into the movement, you should do it. Single digits, guys. All right, Alex is doing a clean and press. We've been working on these, dude. Great setup. Love the speed. Arms are already bending pretty early. Okay? Arms should stay straight till probably there because you can see his feet, knees are still in flexion, meaning bent. So, Alex, it's the most patient part of weightlifting that is hard for everybody. So you're here, arms need to stay long, they need to stay long, they need to stay long, they need to stay long. And then when you get here, then you get to bend them. Okay? And you're starting here. Okay? So this is a lower body, lower body, lower body, lower body, lower. Okay, arms, you can help. Okay? So really do your best to delay the pull of the arms. Because all that's happening is you're creating this leg power, this drive, this momentum that's going to allow the bar to fly up. And the only reason your arms are going is because the bar has started to create this momentum. So once the bar gets to here, you're like, oh, I can finish and get around. So that's what I just really want you to take your time on. You're pulling below the knee. Try to at least wait to the hips. It's hard, guys. This is Olympic lifting. It's hard on everybody, this patient part. But that's where you must go. John, thanks for coming. Appreciate you, girl. Or guy. Ha! I was looking at his name, saying goodbye to him leaving, and then I saw Mindy write something, and then I said, girl. But really great overhead press. Yep. And don't forget, guys, he never moves his feet. I'll do one last share because I know we got a couple people working on this. My feet, when I do a clean and press, sorry, are here. Ready? I'll do it again. I start here. Bottom. I move with the ground. And you should feel the same, I guess, desire to do so. If your feet are planted, you're going to be leaving some power behind. But really clean. You're getting crispy as heck, man. And we did a bunch of Richards already. I don't know if this is a new one or old one, but I'll still do it. Maybe just out of order. Okay. So we don't want to be this distant from our barbell, Richard, right? We want this barbell always right gliding on our thighs to our shins, okay? This looks like a stiff leg deadlift. So I want to make sure, and we talked about this already with Mel, I want a micro bend, and there's not even a micro bend here, right? It's a straight knee locked in. So let's add a micro bend, Richard, and keep the bar on your person. I need the triangle to stay intact, and we've got like a lowercase n or an upside down U, okay? You've got strength here. We just got to bring the position back. Oh, look at this editing. Thanks, Jamie. Great. Oh, that's a heavy bar. Ew. Oh, that's gorgeous. Keep your feet on in your shoes, all four corners. I saw a little wobble in that first one, but you fixed it. He's just 3 inches below that knee. His butt is across the street. That's what we want. Oh, and you can see, like, the only thing if I'm really gonna, we've got quite a swoop in his back. I think it would be fun, Jamie, play with a little length on that tailbone, slightly drop it down and see how it feels. Because like this works for only so long. You can get more glute. But this is awesome. Feet, knees stacked. Jeannette, if you're still here, look at how her shoulders are even. It creates for a great setup in here. Great patience with the weights. Very impressive lift, man. Very impressive. All right, Mason.
Hey, it's me.
Yay! The smile. Okay, guys, this Mason said, this isn't a form check. I hit a PR. It's 300 pounds. I want to show off. So, yay!
Yay!
But I am going to form check you because I noticed something. So
that's fine.
I love how you're under the bar. You set up. I just felt like there's a lot of shuffling in there. You were like, pop, 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 pop. Whoop. I didn't even know you were going down till you were halfway through it. So just take a second at the very top, just a half a beat before you drop it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I want. Because it's like you've got the power, you've got the strength, but you were almost fidgeting into position. And before you just took a second to go, you were like, you're off.
Before that, I had done 3 sets of 280, and I was just like, I think I could do it now because that's my goal this year.
Yeah,
so,
dude, rad. So I'm gonna add to your goal. Let's see. Let's really get specific. Where do we stop progress? We're a little above parallel. So I challenge you, work your 300 lower. This is awesome. And part of this is, again, knees open, let your hips drop in between. I actually think you have access to the strength. You just got to kind of work as you're doing your workup sets, and even in your work sets, really work that hip position. Okay. But congratulations, man!
Thank you.
Great job.
I'm gonna go for a PR at the Classic, so
you should. We'll be there. Okay, I'm just
Well, thank you.
wondering. You bet, honey. I'm seeing a bunch more videos. Let me just check the dates on these. Maybe I did the old ones before. So if this is regular bench, Richard, it's a little narrow for me. And if it's close grip bench, it's a little wide for me. So I'm not sure which one you're doing. I do like your position. I wouldn't mind your feet being a little wider and really planted on the ground so you can turn your tush on and get your abs switched on too. So I realize we're on a narrow bar, but if you're doing regular bench, we need to move those hands out wider. And like I said, I actually really do like the position. The bar path looks really good. Yep. Also, guys, notice he's doing a great job. His wrists are stacked. His knuckles are pointing to the sky. This is a great lift for you, my friend. All right, Ben Riley. Do we know if Ben's coming or no? To the Arnold, do we know? I'll ask him. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're front squatting. Oh, there we go. Ben, range is improving. But I want you, Ben, thinking about keeping your abs on. So a little bit of a length in the tailbone, like you're allowed. It's a really tough place. Like I'm just seeing, it's a tough position to be in. You're also very tall. He's right. So let's see. He's writing it down. I mean, that's pretty darn gorgeous, guys. This is what it's about. So Ben, all I'm seeing composition-wise is as you go further in sets, the shape you make changes a little bit, which is very common for weightlifting. Like as the weight goes up, as we get fatigued, we start to lose a little bit of position. But what's exciting, guys, look at how perpendicular his elbows are to the floor. Look at his spine. Before Ben was like overarching his lower back. He's not doing that anymore. His butt's on, his femur is perpendicular with the floor, and his ankles are down, his chin is up. This is a gorgeous rep, man. You're doing everything right. Keep doing it. And I also commend you, when you're starting to hit positions, it's hard to reward yourself mentally and emotionally. And especially since you're reworking them, weights, you're not putting the big plates on yet. It takes time to be patient with this kind of work, but you've done it and it's working. And I see it in the strength of you holding these positions. Let's see. Yep, a little bit. Yep, you can see he lost a little bit of composure, but that's totally normal. You hung in there and you didn't bail. Good job, Ben. You can see he's happy too. Okay, here we go. Gabriel. Okay, Gabriel traditionally has very high flexibility, working on the SDL. Yes. So notice, guys, how, I'm so proud of you, man. Notice how he's not touching the ground for a while. Gabriel's like going all the way to the ground. We put a little bit of a limit on him. Your toes, all four corners of your feet are connected. He's got a great flat back, and you can really see it's working the hamstrings. There is that little bit of a micro bend in the knee, but not too much. Wow, what a difference, man. You've come so far. And as we talked about it with Richard earlier, you can still see the triangle. Like Richard, for you, the barbell was a little bit too far out, and Gabriel's keeping it right next to his person. Really awesome. I couldn't be happier with this. You really have come so far. All right, I feel like that was the last one. Yep. We did it all. Guys. Yes, we did it.
Thanks, Coach.
I know. Oh, Bill, nice. I didn't know you were in here, man. Good to see you, buddy. As we were talking, I did get confirmation that we have women's merch live on the website. So I know, maybe get it in time. I know. I saw all the girls go whoop. I didn't design a lot of it, and we're starting with like basic colors like black and white. But I'm like, women like black and white. It's very slimming. But I hope you guys, no, I'm in all seriousness. It's fun. We have more patterns and designs coming out. But Adam said, hey, the women's merch is up in case you want to let the team know. So I'm letting you know. Thanks for hanging with me the whole time. As you guys know, Nick goes live Friday again, and then we'll get in the rhythm with every weekly hitting topics, and like I said, open gym with me, and then Nick will keep hitting those form checks. So much love to you guys. I can't wait to see you next week. And if there's any other lingering questions that come up, just put them in the article for today and I'll hit them up for sure. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Safe travels, everybody. Safe travels.
Safe
next
travels.
week.
Exactly.
Okay, take care.
Okay.